Have you ever heard the expression, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? Most assume, with no reason to think otherwise, that it is simply an easy to remember rhyme that stresses the importance of eating healthy foods to young children. But the saying did not originate as a harmless reminder. It was born in a frontier town in the early years of the gold rush, where food was scarce and money even scarcer. One August, when a bad drought had struck the region, a series of bloody killings swept through the town. Every night, a single house would be broken into, and anyone who saw the invader would be swiftly, brutally slain. Nothing was ever stolen, except for a few scraps of food. After 2 weeks of this, the local grocer set out a few apples and a glass of milk in the town square overnight. He then hid in the tower of the church, hoping to catch a glimpse of anyone who came by. Fighting fatigue, the grocer waited for any sign of life below. Just after midnight, he was rewarded by a chilling sight: a man carrying a black bag with dully shining metal tools and covered from head to foot in cloth bandages, staggered into view. He paused at the sight of the apples and milk, then whipped his head around, as if looking for someone who dared to patronize him. Seized with fear, the grocer ducked out of sight, staying hidden till sunrise. The strange man had only taken one of the apples, and didn't even touch the glass of milk. No houses were broken into, and no one was killed. For decades, the town continued to place an apple or two every night, even long after a single apple stopped disappearing. Our next story is called Awakening. You're awoken from a dreamless sleep by a dull thud from the hallway. Your eyes snap open and fixed instantly on the door. What made that noise? Breathing hard, fear beginning to twitch in your mind, you realize with a shiver that you kicked your duvet off in your sleep. You quickly grab it, pull it around you, and unconsciously begin to tuck it around yourself tightly as you curl up, leaving no part exposed. You become a warm, safe ball coiled, leaving only a small gap between the duvet and mattress so you can see out, pillows becoming shields between your head and the wall. You are briefly reminded of your childhood, hiding from imaginary boogeymen, but this feels more palpable, more dangerous. And another thud. This time, it seems louder, deeper, coming from just outside. Trying to keep calm, you run through all the things it may be. It has to be the pipes in the walls, which have been groaning for weeks now, with ever-increasing frequency and urgency. They were never this deep or this loud. The blind in the bathroom, left to flap by an open window. You double-check all the doors and windows each night. Perhaps it's your parents, returning late and drunk. They're away on a cruise for another week. Your cat prowling through the house at night. You put it out that evening. Despite all your desperate reassurances, you feel the fear turn to panic, and you pull the duvet tighter around yourself, reducing your field of vision to a thin chink. Another, the loudest yet, just inches from your door. Your churning brain conjures images straight from your childhood nightmares. Masked psychopaths, giant spiders, shape-shifting creatures, amalgamations of bone and grizzle, twitching their way across the door, scrabbling with twisted limbs from the door handle, then scuttling in with a burst of speed, claws grasping for your quivering body. Another, your breathing is hoarse and shallow now, mere gasps in a suddenly dry throat, lungs closing up, stomach churning and roiling, eyes wide and fixed. Your blanket is still tucked vice-like around you, your body pinned underneath its futile protection, just inches of cotton between you and whatever it is to burst in, eyes burning, talons gleaming dully to claim its prize. Suddenly, in a flash of realization, you realize what the source of the noise is: the old falling apart bookcase in the corridor. One of the legs must have given way, and the tilt is tipping books one by one onto the floor. As you listen carefully, you can hear the quiet riffle of the pages as another tumbles to the ground. There ought to be one last thud, and yes, silence once more descends, and with it, a soothing calm. As you sink back into sleep, you glance around the room, still snugly cocooned, seeing the vague shapes becoming defined as your night vision improves. Your desk, chair, and television all emerge out of the muck, imposing good, sane reality on the void of night. Then, just before you close your eyes, you see something that makes the bottom of your stomach drop away into nothingness. There, on the floor is your duvet. Your screams are muffled. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the story. Big thank you to the author for creating such an interesting and genuinely creepy experience. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe or follow for more videos just like this one. If you'd like to support the channel, you can check out my Patreon link in the description below and know that I genuinely appreciate it. Follow me over on Twitter at podcast_fear or Facebook at Fear the Podcast. Thank you again for listening to the story, and until next time, always remember to face your fears.